How did a comic book company on the brink of bankruptcy become the undisputed king of Hollywood? This is the unbelievable story of how Marvel took over the world. Let's rewind to the late 90s. Marvel was in deep trouble. They had sold off the film rights to their most popular characters just to stay afloat. Spider-Man went to Sony. The X-Men and Fantastic Four went to Fox. It seemed like Marvel's big screen dreams were over before they even began. But a small group of creative minds, led by a guy named Kevin Feige, had a crazy idea. What if they took the characters they had left, heroes people called the B-list, like Iron Man and Thor, and built their own movie universe? It was a massive gamble. No one had ever tried to create a shared cinematic universe on this scale before. They had to secure a huge loan, betting the farm on these lesser-known heroes. The first step? A movie about a billionaire arms dealer in a metal suit. In 2008, Iron Man hit theaters. It was a smash hit, thanks to a perfect script and the charismatic comeback performance of Robert Downey Jr. But the real genius was hidden in the credits. A post-credits scene featuring Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, talking about something called the Avenger Initiative. That single moment changed cinema forever. This was the birth of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU. The plan was simple, but brilliant. Release a series of standalone films for individual heroes, each one building upon the last, all leading up to one epic team-up event. It was like reading a comic book series, but on the big screen. They followed Iron Man with the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America, the first Avenger. Each film introduced new characters and plot points, slowly weaving a complex tapestry. They were teaching the audience a new way to watch movies. Then came 2012, The Avengers. It was the culmination of everything they had been building. Seeing Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye fighting together on screen was a cultural event. The movie shattered box office records and proved that Marvel's grand experiment had paid off. They had created a formula for success that every other studio would try to copy. But what exactly was this formula? First, casting. Marvel became masters at finding the perfect actor for the role, often choosing charismatic, but not yet superstar actors, and making them household names. Think Chris Pratt as Star-Lord or Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Second, they found the right tone. Their films were a perfect blend of action, humor, and heart. They weren't afraid to be funny and self-aware, which made their larger-than-life characters feel relatable and human. Even a talking raccoon felt like someone you could root for. Third, and most importantly, was Kevin Feige's long-term vision. He acted as the master architect, ensuring every movie, every character, and every storyline fit into a larger, cohesive narrative. This overarching story, spanning dozens of films, is what kept audiences coming back for more. It created a sense of community and shared experience. Fans would theorize online, hunt for Easter eggs, and eagerly await the next chapter. The MCU wasn't just a series of movies. It was a global phenomenon. It was divided into phases. Phase 1 built the team. Phase 2 expanded the universe with films like Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man, proving that even their weirdest concepts could work. Phase 3 was the grand finale of what they called the Infinity Saga. It introduced even more heroes like Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel, all while building up the ultimate villain, Thanos. The release of Black Panther in 2018 was a landmark moment. It wasn't just a superhero movie. It was a cultural touchstone that celebrated Black culture and became one of the highest-grossing films of all time, even earning a Best Picture nomination at the Oscars. Marvel was proving that superhero films could be more than just popcorn entertainment. Then came the 1-2 punch of Avengers, Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. Infinity War ended on one of the most shocking cliffhangers in movie history, with Thanos snapping his fingers and wiping out half of all life in the universe. The world was left stunned. For a full year, the internet was buzzing with one question: what happens next? Avengers Endgame delivered on every promise. It was more than a movie. It was the emotional, spectacular conclusion to a 22-film saga. It paid off storylines that had been developing for over a decade. The film became the highest-grossing movie of all time, cementing Marvel's place at the absolute pinnacle of the film industry. The phrase, "I love you 3000," became an iconic expression of love for fans everywhere. So, how did Marvel take over Hollywood? They did it by taking a massive risk, respecting their source material while being willing to adapt it, and committing to a long-term vision that no one else had the patience or courage to attempt. They turned B-list heroes into A-list stars and changed the way movies are made and watched. They created a universe that felt real, characters that felt like family, and stories that united millions of people around the world. From near bankruptcy to total domination, the story of the MCU is as epic as any of the battles fought on screen. Thanks for watching. What's your favorite Marvel movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our culture. See you next time.